So we're heading through the business planning module, and now it's time to start talking about ideal client and developing and profiling your ideal client. This is essential and will in almost every session and every module. And the reason is that for you to effectively market, effectively understand your clientele, you have to do some work building your ideal client. So this comes with your knowledge on why you're doing this, the knowledge on your value proposition, and now we're going to talk about ideal client and how that client refers back to you in building your real estate business. So what is an ideal client? An ideal client, the simple definition is essentially a client who can benefit from your services and aligns with your core values. So a client who benefits from your services and aligns with your core values. It's important to start to understand the people that you can attract and you can try to attract based on that definition. And then the key characteristics, of course, are people who share your values. They appreciate your services and they have needs that you can effectively meet. So people who fit your core values and who have challenges and issues that they have that you can help with. And I think I would sum it up literally by saying identifying people that you can help and that want your help. So once you're in a real estate situation where you can be confident that you are attracting people that you can help, it will be a lot easier and you'll be able to literally springboard your career. And that's what I see a lot of people doing. And a lot of people in the academy are in that position where they're starting to catapult their career simply by making sure they understand who will like to work with them, why they'll like to work with them, and who they will and won't work well with. So once you start understanding those variables, it'll be really easy to springboard and start building your career quickly. So also, what is a clientele? You need to know what matters to them. So focusing on your ideal client helps you build stronger and long-term relationship and generates business all the time. So you can easily identify an ideal client as a very specific example. If an ideal client is somebody who is 60 years old, kids have moved out of the house, they live in a great big house with much square footage, and I then work with them. I go to the same church, I go to the same gym, I go to the same whatever. So that would then be my ideal client. So just on basic definition, somebody 60 plus years old, somebody who's had kids move out, somebody who has too big a house, and somebody I can connect with because of the gym, because of golf, because of church, whatever it is. So there's that connectivity, and I know I can help them. So it's an approach. So when we'll jump, I'm foreshadowing here, but when we get into determining marketing methods, this is what you'll use to help you determine the best marketing methods for you to attract the most ideal clients as possible. So how do you identify that client? It's really not that hard. A person can get very specific with their ideal client, which is great, or they can be a little broader definition of the ideal client. So how do you identify your ideal client? First off, you need to consider demographics. So age, talked about, income, family status. So just by me railing off on a 60-year-old family person with too big a house and kids moving out, that's the demographic. Boom, 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 boom. You can answer that as well. So we're going to have lots of homework in this session, but start to think in your brain or pause the session and start to write down the ages of people you'd like to work with, income levels, family status. Location obviously is important. So do you really want to attract ideal clients who are outside of the city? Probably not, but you do consider their location, their job, educational level, basically anything demographic, where they go, why they go there. And then a word I've just recently come across, so I've increased my vocabulary, psychographics. And this makes all kinds of sense. I never really knew how to differentiate demographics, but this is important because this emotional side that we've talked about in the past. Psychographics are how they live, what their values are, what their interests are, how they behave, what their buying habits are. So psychographics fit in with demographics, but psychographics are that missing link that I've always talked about, which is emotion and behavior. And it's important because if you're marketing to people who have certain behaviors, certain traits and habits, and a gym might be a good example. Their habit is to gym at 7 a.m. every morning. If you have a similar habit, you'll have a great spot to connect. So behavior and lifestyles, values, and interests are also as important as figuring out the age and income of the people you want to market to, or the people who you're defining and identifying as your ideal client. So the needs and challenges that these people have. So your ideal client, you need to connect with their needs and challenges. So again, back to the homework moving forward, you're going to need to figure out specific problems they're trying to solve. Okay? They're going to have problems they don't even know they have yet, but in this exercise, we're going to talk about specific problems they're trying to solve. So in the case that I just said, the 60-year-old case, I would call it downsizer. In that downsizer situation, they're literally just spending too much money. If they've paid off their house, they just have too much room. So there are very specific problems that they're trying to solve, and those are the problems that you have to start to understand and build that into your ideal client. So I know my ideal clients have those problems. And then their needs and challenges, you need to be able to make sure that you have maybe not different, but unique and special ways to address their needs, or at least special services and traits that you have that you can deliver to them that might be unknowingly used to them. And by that, there's a million realtors offering probably the same products and services that you can offer, but make sure that other people, it might be that you're just an absolute superstar and you have to almost assume that you're going to be. And that's one of the benefits to having the ideal client. You will know how to be their superstar. Many benefits to knowing your ideal client. One of the most important, efficient marketing. It allows you to tailor your marketing efforts to attract the clients that meet you best or that fit you best. So this can reduce marketing spend by 70%. It can reduce marketing spend by 80%. When you're focused on targeting a specific client who meets your ideal client needs, it becomes very efficient to market. You can precision market. Other benefit is that you'll have better client relationships. You'll have deeper, more meaningful connections with clients that you can offer value to. So these are the clients who will give you that lifetime referral income of $100,000. And that's the average lifetime referral business for a realtor from a client. The ideal client, you're almost certain to achieve that and more. That client may really fit with your ideal client status. They may know 2 or 3 more people who either fit or don't fit that client profile, but who you can do business with buying or selling their home. Another benefit, higher conversion rates. So as I said, the efficiency of marketing, you can reduce your marketing spend by 70 or 80% by focusing on prospects who are more likely to convert into loyal customers. It's really important to see that loyal customers will have higher conversion rates, and you just need to figure out who that ideal client is so you can market to them and build relationships and get completely amazing conversion rates. On the conversion rate and the piece where I'm talking about a $100,000 lifetime client, if you're talking with ideal clients, you're going to improve your client satisfaction rates. So you're going to be able to deliver services that exactly meet their needs, and it's going to be improved by it's going to increase satisfaction over anybody else who may or may not connect with that person. So then you have this ideal client. How do you apply that to your business? And the exercise that we're going to go through and the homework that you'll have to go through in order to kind of move on in the sessions. I only make this particular piece of homework mandatory. Others will be, but this is really important. You have to figure out your ideal client. If you don't, you're going to have a much harder time marketing, gaining clients, connecting with clients. And quite frankly, you'll save a lot of time. So you'll save money and you'll save time. So it's critical that you figure out your ideal client now. And that's why you'll find a ton of questions in a Google form that will help you understand your ideal client. Another benefit in the way you can apply understanding your ideal client is properly crafted, personalized marketing. So marketing that speaks exactly to them, and not in a passive way, but in a very active way. Sorry about this. So if you can actively be talking to people in a method and using formats that are personalized, it'll help a lot. So how else to apply? So you can also, once you have an ideal client base or understanding of your ideal client, you can tailor your services. So you can be a specialized buyer's agent. You can focus on listings because you know where your clients are, the situation they're in. You just have to go find them and then connect with them. So you can really tailor your services at that point as well. And then retention of clients, you'll find this early on. Retention of clients is super important. Usually is something that you start to realize in your second year, third year, fourth year. Figure it out now. If every client has a $100,000 lifetime value, please make sure you're focusing on retention. And with your ideal, it's going to be a lot easier. You may see them, you may be in similar environments, you may really be able to relate to what's going on. So you might be able to send them notes, emails, cards, whatever it might be, on very specialized basis. So if, for instance, practice a certain religion, you're Buddhist, and there's a holiday, meaningful it is to your ideal client, so then you can reach out and get in front of them, but also just on a real genuine level. Importance with genuine is that it's so powerful and it's so much fun. If you're genuine with your clients and you have some kind of connection, it's a blast. Suddenly they're not clients, they're friends, they're colleagues, they're people you've worked with, and then they start really dishing out the referrals. And I think that's where the magic really starts to happen. So authentic connections with your ideal client are vital, helpful at the very least. So as a recap, understanding your ideal client is key to effective marketing, efficient marketing, and then stronger relationships and a better way to deliver your services. So an ideal client, having that ideal client profile, knowing it in your brain, you can really start to focus and become very, very, very efficient. Just pause too. When you're beginning, when you're starting, we won't always be able to work with our ideal clients. But if you are thinking about your ideal client at the beginning, you will find that you'll attract that ideal client. And I have endless number of examples of people who have come to me and said, hey, I can't restrict myself to this ideal client. Of course you can't. That's fine. But once you have that ideal client in mind, I have a number, again, countless number of people who've come and realized that now I can spend more time focused. I can listen for these opportunities because I have this special relationship and a special understanding of what my ideal client needs. So it doesn't have to be your be-all and end-all at the beginning. Please don't let it be, but do know that your ideal client's there. You'll also change your ideal client. So as you get more experienced, you may want to go towards a different ideal client, and that'll happen over time as well. So moving forward, here's the action plan. You need to start defining your ideal client. So you need to start aligning your services, your core services, your unique value proposition with the values of your ideal client. Then you need to create a very detailed ideal client avatar. So when I refer this, I'm talking about literally once you've built the traits, the emotions, the behaviors, the educational status, the income levels of your ideal client. Now it's time to close your eyes and imagine that client. So avatar is something that represents that client. So if you can look at a glass of water and close your eyes and then imagine that glass of water to look exactly like your ideal client, then you're starting to develop that avatar. So we'll start to talk about the avatar going forward. Don't worry too much about the avatar yet, but just imagine that you want to get as refined with your ideal client as you possibly can, and the outcome will be being able to close your eyes and seeing who that person is. So homework assignment. We are going to jump into our first homework assignment. We use Google Forms to basically go through a questionnaire to help you determine who your ideal client is. I make this mandatory, but this isn't for me. This is for you. It's a very simple way to start to understand what it is you're looking for in a client. So I'll give this to you. It's a few pages long. It's all digital. You can complete it. Instructions are in the module down below here, as well as the link. And then you just simply copy it, make a copy, call it, put your own name to it, and then hit send. Complete it, and then hit send. So it's just going to live right in this classroom in the planning section under the ideal client. Just go in here. It will be here for you to review, and then the instructions will be down on how to access the Google form, what to do, and then how to send it to us. Please send it to us. We will review it. If we have questions or if there's a direction that you're going in that we have questions about, we'll reach out just via email or as a chat in the community, and then we'll just start to figure out where things are at. So that is the section on ideal client. This exercise is vital, and determine your ideal client will make your life much easier as a realtor, happier, more, and you're going to actually have fun being a realtor.